Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Jazz Creates. I'm Jasmine, and today we are in City Skylines Remastered. We're playing through the Green Cities DLC Green Power scenario, and so far I'm really enjoying it. The winning conditions of this scenario are to have a population of 50,000, 100% renewable sources of energy, and less than 15% average ground pollution. So far, we have two of those conditions, but we've got to keep growing and expanding to reach that population milestone. In the last episode, we started a little agricultural district, so we're going to work on expanding that area and building a new neighborhood to support it. I'm going to work on a bridge across the river so that our citizens in the mainland area can have access to this new agricultural area. I'm so glad you decided to join me today, so let's get started. So, in the last episode, we worked on this ore industry area, and then we also expanded over to this new area over here. This is going to be where our agricultural hub is going to be. So this is a brand new area that I am going to work on in this episode. And I also want to make a bridge at some point over this river so we can have some easier access for our residents to get over here and access the agricultural area. So to get started, you can see here where our area ends. So yeah, but we do have all of this to work with as well across the highway. We just have to make a connection, and I am not great at making highway connections, so I'm putting that off as long as I possibly can. But we definitely need to add in some more residential soon, because yeah, we have to grow the city. so I'm gonna go back over this way, and I want to get started on supporting this agricultural area with some some residents. So I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna actually move this maybe to right here, and then yeah, I think I want to do that. And okay, so our residential area, I'm trying to think through where that would be. Maybe right here on this end. So we've got a good little start to this new farming neighborhood, and I've got a nice little road layout going. So I've placed down a couple of crop fields and a small grain silo, which is a storage facility for our crops. The farming area usually has a lot of traffic with trucks picking up and dropping off goods, so I'll probably implement some one-way roads eventually to help with the traffic flow. Coming up, I make some adjustments to the ore industry district. The ore resources are starting to dry up, and I have to move some of my ore mills where there are more rich ore deposits. I also work on the new bridge, which is just a normal basic bridge, but I do have the Bridges and Piers DLC and will probably update this bridge in the future so that it looks a little bit nicer. I do tend to make my crop fields the same just to have a nice cohesive aesthetic. But out of all of the industries in the industries DLC, this agricultural one I think is my favorite. I just like how it looks compared to the ore and the oil industries, and considering this is supposed to be a sustainable city, I like the idea of there being some sort of farmland that helps feed our citizens. So we are back in our agricultural neighborhood. I've placed down a couple of parks and the community school from the Green Cities DLC. I really like the look of that school and I think it makes a great addition to this neighborhood. I may eventually implement the sustainable shops in this area at some point in the future, and maybe even the district policy where citizens prefer biking to get around. Just some ideas that I'm thinking about to make this area more distinct. For this series, I actually looked up some examples of real cities that are taking a more sustainable approach in the world today. I was surprised at what came up. San Francisco, Vancouver, and Stockholm were a few. I can't say I've spent time in any of these cities, but I certainly think sustainable living is really interesting. Some of the concepts involved are sustainable forms of public transportation, like electric buses, and careful, efficient city planning with extensive bicycle routes, green spaces, and of course, sustainable power sources, and more of an emphasis on recycling. I'd love to implement these concepts in this city of Greenbluff. If you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button and leave me a comment to let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more City Skylines content. I greatly appreciate your support. Coming up, I work a little bit more on the new section of my ore industry district. I decided to place down a glass factory, and I eventually shut down the first ore mines I had built. The city is coming along nicely, and I'm really looking forward to building more. For the final update of this video, our farming industry reached level 2. I decided not to place down any new assets yet because we need to build up our funds a little bit more. Our ground pollution is around 7%, which is surprising considering all of my landfills, but it seems like the biggest contribution to ground pollution is the dirty industry, which we are slowly phasing out. We've got a population around 6,000, and I believe the next population milestone will be at 7,500. At that point, we'll get high density buildings and office zones. But of course, I'll need to place a university or some other form of higher education since office zones require well-educated workers. We are nearing the end of the video, and I just want to thank you for joining me today. I'm really enjoying playing this scenario and making these videos, and I can't wait to show you more. I'm learning new things every time I play, and I think my building skills are getting better every time. Thanks again for watching, take care, and enjoy the rest of your day.